The Leafs won the lottery, I swear. No way! No way! Did you just say the Toronto Maple Leafs are drafting first overall? Oh my God. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Where's the draft? Where's the draft? Where's the draft? Don't fuck with me. Are you serious? Online, you know, is just littered with rigged comments, for sure. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But holy. Now, I'm pretty sure this means that even though they got the first overall, that's best fucking case. Or is Gavin McKenna's a Toronto Maple Leaf? Because, like, look, the Leafs don't need Gavin McKenna. They very much need a defenseman. So unless they trade, but this new GM, I've heard a lot of rumors. I don't know. They could trade for a defenseman, or they could probably get quite a haul for that first overall pick, which would be probably the smart play. But if I'm the GM, I think I'm taking the safe route and drafting Gavin McKenna and hoping for the best. Do we really want Gavin McKenna? In a universe, I kind of do. I mean, after losing Mitch Marner and after whatever, but if they were to draft Gavin McKenna, they still have so many gaps to fill on the back end and everything else that are much more. There's that Stevberg or something. He's a defenseman who's like projected to go number 2. Draft McKenna, tell Austin to get fucked. That's true. We do need defense, but at the same time, Sam, as a GM, I think if you have the first overall pick, you are insane to not take the first overall prospect, no matter who it is. And someone like Gavin McKenna, you have to draft him. You have to. Unless you trade that pick away before you draft. Like, you can't draft someone else. They have to either trade that pick or draft Gavin McKenna. I think you just have to. And with all the Austin Matthews question marks and all these things that are coming out, I know it's just clickbait media because of the coach and the GM and all the stuff. I think you need to. But he's not a PR nightmare. No, at least the PR, I don't know, unless something new happened. That PR nightmare that I saw was completely cleared and whatever. He punched someone for like chirping his mom or something like that. Like he called his mom a name or something and he fought someone for it. I think, hey, I want that guy on my team. Because maybe when Radko Gudas steps up and knee on knees our captain, I could trust Gavin McKenna to go and punch him in the face, maybe. Because clearly he doesn't take shit. Yeah, the GM is definitely a much bigger PR nightmare than McKenna will ever be. Absolutely right. And at this point, I don't give a fuck about PR. I want guys that can play hockey on the ice. I don't care about the PR, right? They have to draft McKenna. If they don't trade the pick away, that's the other option. You could trade the pick and get a defenseman that can help us right now. That I would also be on board for sure. But I would hate if they drafted a defenseman ahead of McKenna, and then McKenna turns out to be this generational talent that people tout him to be. And then it's always just that haunting thing. So they either have to trade it or draft him. And I'm of the camp now, with losing Mitch Marner, with Austin Matthews kind of on the fritz. I mean, that's at least the thought. I think you draft the best player, and I think you take him, and then you hope that you can make some deals for the back end. Next year, they'll have Tanev back. You probably got at least one more good year, maybe 2 of Tanev if he stays healthy. Next year, they're in a better position anyways, but they still do need defensemen, 100%. But you have to take the best player, TD. I can't believe the Leafs won the lottery. Like, I still think, it's right here, yeah. I still think you guys are lying to me, but you're not. It's right here. Oh my God. And the best player this year is Canadian? You've got to take him. You have to. Now, hold on. Look, you guys know I'm a diehard Leafs fan. We stream the playoffs every year, except for this year, okay? Diehard. But a small part of me, with all the heat that the GM has got around him and the media circus that always surrounds Toronto, but especially this past week, it's been really bad. It is kind of great, Dave. I'm not saying it's rigged, but it is kind of a coincidence that they got the first overall. I will just say that. I'm not complaining. It's nice when the pendulum swings your team's way once, you know, it is nice, but Very coincidental timing, you know? What a gawk show, eh, Dave? Yeah. I mean, dude. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I know you're an Oilers, but didn't the Oilers win the lottery like 3 years in a row? I don't know, dude. Yeah, 3 or 4 years, right? Wow. Gavin McKenna. Maybe Gavin McKenna. Maybe Gavin McKenna. I hope Gavin. Did Gavin McKenna grow up a Leafs fan? Is Gavin McKenna a Leafs fan? Tell me, AI. No, he's not. Oh, he's a Chicago Blackhawks fan. And the Blackhawks, I think, are probably predicting what? Number 2 or something? Actually, Dave, I don't think Toronto, so they have the first overall pick now this year. I think the next 2 years they don't have it. I know definitely the year after, but I think maybe the next 2. They're pretty fucked when it comes to draft capital at this point. Yeah, see, it's right here. See, here's the thing. Obviously, you have to take McKenna. This is exactly my thought. The guy, where did that go? It said, obviously, you have to take McKenna, but a D-man is what you need. I saw that on the actual comment here. Obviously, McKenna, but if you get first overall, but the Leafs need a good homegrown D-man. That's absolutely right. Sharks get number 2? Damn! The Sharks get number 2? Bro, they don't need it either, San Bruno Jess. Hey, now they can get that D-man, dude. See, now the Leafs absolutely, yes, they do. Now the Leafs absolutely need to take Gavin McKenna because Gavin McKenna cannot go to the San Jose Sharks with Celebrini and Will Smith and Carlson and every other fucking insane player you have. That he cannot go there. The Sharks are so good. Yeah, that's what I mean. I was just hoping they stayed in the top 5, great Dave, because that pick was gone if they were 6, right? So, and it's not that like the pick would have, like, I mean, a pick's a pick, right? But like being 6 overall and losing that pick, it feels like it sucked. It would have sucked a little extra because it was going to Boston. If it was going to any other team, it still would have sucked, but Boston just fucking sucks a little extra. So I'm glad it's not going there. I'll say it depends on their picks. If they're a crazy defense player, I'd say take them. No, you're insane. Absolutely not. If McKenna has the best option, take him. You got to take him. Especially this GM and all the heat he already has and the PR disaster he already is. He has to take the layup and take McKenna. Just take he's got to take it. This guy, Chaka or whatever, I've only learned little bits about him. I've got to watch more videos to really understand why people don't like him. I know certain things that I've seen, but he needs to take the layup. He needs to take the layup. Has to. Because he said that he'll end up a Shark. If this new GM doesn't draft Gavin McKenna and drafts a defenseman, I think smart fans will be happy. Like it's exciting to get a top pick regardless. You have to take Gavin McKenna though. You have to. Unless you're trading for an NHL-ready D-man already. A D-man, yeah. You take McKenna, no D-man you pick will impact team as quicker as much as McKenna. Exactly. Unless they trade that to an already NHL defenseman, like someone who's already a player that shoots right into basically your top 2, because a player like Gavin McKenna may or may not, could turn out to be an elite player, right? Like he could be a top 6 guy his whole career. So you have to take him. Unless you're trading for an NHL defenseman that's already playing right now. Top D and a top 10 pick. Dude, honestly, I'm happy regardless like of this whole situation. I would love this. Now that it's a reality, I'm sitting here going, I would love to see Gavin McKenna in a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. Obviously, now that it's a reality. So our Oilers will send you Darnell Nurse at a roll. I wouldn't take Darnell Nurse for free. I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't even trade Simone Benoit from the Leafs for Darnell Nurse. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. That guy, man, holy, I know he's overpaid like crazy. Dave, I genuinely hope the Oilers figure it out. I hope they figure it out. Because one more year in McDavid and I'm not saying he'll leave and come to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not saying that, but you'd think he's gonna leave at some point. especially if they're not making any progress, man. That team is so good. That team, it's not even just McDavid either. Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, like all those players are elite, like great players. And they get fucked because of guys like Darnell Nurse and whoever the goalie is, whatever the flavor of the week goalie is this year, dude. I heard Stuart Skinner's not coming back to the Penguins either. I heard they're not signing him, which makes sense. I mean, fuck, I feel bad for that guy too, but it's hard to feel bad for millionaires, I guess, but I kind of feel a little bit bad for him. I think they catch a lot of unnecessary heat online, but it is what it is. I love McDavid tears. I don't, but I don't know. It's the Canadian in me though. Like he's fucking, I mean, obviously we still have Sid, but like as from Team Canada standpoint, but I just look at McDavid. He aside from Sidney Crosby, McDavid is fucking Captain Canada, dude. Like so I feel bad for him. Like I want him to win. Like I want him to win the cup. I would love for it to be in a blue and white jersey that's not the Tampa Bay Lightning. But if it could be in Edmonton, I think that city would be wild. McKinnon is way better. I don't know, big Slim Jimmy. I would have said that too if he didn't fucking whiff that empty net in the Olympics, bud. Holy fuck, that's going to stick with him forever. But I do agree, I love McKinnon as well. But I think McDavid is far better. Far better, dude. McDavid has McKinnon's explosiveness and the most incredible hands I've ever seen on a hockey player. Like, it's not even close. But McKinnon just is explosive, and he's elite too. Like, they're like 1A, 1B, in my opinion, is McDavid and McKinnon, for sure. He'll win when he plays with the team, not when the team plays around him and gets shut down. Honestly, the Oilers management has been dog shit over the last 10 years. You're so right, dude. Like, like, Dave, I feel bad, bud. Like, you have literally the best player. Who knows when his career's done? I mean, obviously, it's hard to say if he hasn't won anything up until this point, but when his career's done, he might be the greatest of all time. Might be, right? And I feel like management just like I feel like that 2-year contract was a complete sign to be like, hey, figure this out, please, so we can win here. Because clearly he loves being an Oiler, clearly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be there. But he wants to win, so, like, figure it out. And then they just haven't. Like, they haven't even, like, done anything. Like, bro, they brought in Jari from Pittsburgh. I feel like Jari and Skinner was almost like an equal swap in a way. Like, it was like I don't think they upgraded. I think they just stayed the same. They just changed the name on the back of the jersey in a way. Yeah, I agree, Mount, man. Who's the GM there? I forget his name. But the GM in Edmonton is fucking terrible. Like, he's terrible. And this is coming from me. Like, the Leafs have had their fair share. Look, we're dog shit too, okay? There's a reason we just got first overall in the draft, because we also suck ass. And we're wasting our stars too. But I wouldn't even call, like, Matthews is not comparable to McDavid at all. Like, at all. McDavid is just far better. Even Nylander. And I love William Nylander. I think William Nylander and Connor McDavid would be a fucking dream. But yeah, Leafs management shit for years. Yeah, freed up like $2 million salary. We got Kulak, flip that pick later in the year. You know what's funny? So I was in the big boat. I read the next comment as I'm in the same boat. I was in the boat as getting rid of Dubas as well. Very vocally getting rid of Dubas. But I don't necessarily think that's because he's a bad GM. I just think that maybe that's where the change needed to happen. Needed some people that had balls to trade some of the guys that you'd think are untradeable, right? But then I found out later on that it was actually Shanahan holding back Dubas, and Dubas was trying to make deals and trades. So really, Dubas wasn't even the problem in Toronto, like we all actually thought he was, Leaf fans at least. He was not the problem. Just like I don't think Sheldon Keefe was the problem either. Like, as a coach, I think management, upper management, has always been the problem. And then you look at this guy, Keith Pelly, now bringing in probably the most controversial GM he could fucking bring in at this point, and everyone going, "What the fuck is this?" Right? Our management is a massive problem in Toronto. Massive problem. They need a miracle. Hopefully, this John Chaka guy, whatever the fuck, works out. He might work out. But yeah. Yeah, it was a Shanahan plan from the get-go, 100%. I forget some of the trades they said that he blocked, but there were a few that Shanahan apparently blocked that were big deals. I can't remember which ones. exactly. But I know that it was involving the big four. There were points in time that they were going to trade one or two of the big four for some other hauls, and it got turned down by Shanahan. So yeah, there was a different Marner trade. That's right. That was one. The Marner Rantanen trade that they tried to pull off last year, before he left in free agency, Marner turned down. I know that much. But yeah, I think there was some other trades that Shanahan vetoed. And honestly, man, like, look, I love the Leafs. I love all the players on the Leafs. You get attached to them. You have their jerseys. You get attached to certain players. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I've always rooted for that same team my whole life. So I truly just care about the team winning. And if that means you have to trade away good players because because you can get a better player in return or someone who fits better, whatever, then so fucking be it, dude. But the Leafs have just stayed the course for so long and then ended up losing one of those core players for next to nothing. Nothing if you think about it, because they got Nick Waugh out of it, and then Nick Waugh is now in Colorado. He's gone anyways. So, like, I don't know. I hope that this new GM, if anybody wants to deal with him, because apparently that's a whole thing too, I hope that this new GM has got some cojones, I hope he's got cojones. And I hope Keith Pelly can take off his blue frame fucking spectacles there and look around and make some fucking deals. I do care about Matt Sundin, but I think him in a management role is so minuscule it doesn't really matter. Like, it is what it is, It's like, what's he going to do there, I know he'll instill culture and all these things or whatever, but, like, I don't know.